Okay, today we're going to be looking at the Eric Clapton classic Let It Rain, and normally I would start with a little demonstration of what we're going to learn today, but in the case of Let It Rain, the original recording was a multi-track guitar part, and what I want to show you here today is ways of playing it when you're the only guitar, right? Whether you're home alone, just playing your guitar, or whether you're the only guitarist in your band. How do you incorporate those multiple guitar parts into one cohesive piece that sounds close to the original, right? Normally my goal is to show you exactly how something was recorded, and there's another lesson here on YouTube that does that really well, that shows you the three guitar parts. But most of us are playing one guitar, right? Not three at a time. So I'm going to show you a good way of doing that on your own with one guitar part, and I'm also going to show you how Clapton does it when he plays live, okay? So the main thing, no matter where we play it, we're going to be doing the same notes, and the main thing to know about it is all you're doing is going between an A major triad and a G major triad. Different forms of the same two chords. It really is incredibly basic when you break it down. So the way I like to do it is as follows. Okay, so we're starting with an A shape A chord, barring 4, 3, 2 at the second fret. We're mostly going to be doing double stops on the second and third strings, but with that A shape, it's okay if you pick up the fourth string a little bit, because you're basically playing A, G, G. Again, 3 on the A, 1, 2, 3, open, which is a G major triad, right? And then what's that? That's two pieces of another G triad, right? It's your B note on the third string, fourth fret, and it's your D note on the second string, third fret. You know, part of your, what I call the F shape of a G chord. So, those open strings, and then again, it really couldn't be easier. And then the second time, the only thing that's different is the last chord, instead of playing the A there as your A shape, he plays it up here, again as part of the F shape of an A chord, the E note and the C sharp note, which again, same notes that we have down here. So when you do that descending lick, you're going A, G, A, G. You're just going between the F shape of a A and G chord to the A shape of an A and G chord. Of course, the whole A-shaped G chord would look like that. Cage system calls it a G shape, but as I've shown in other lessons, the G shape is just the A shape moved down 2 frets, right? It's just the open position of an A shape, where you've got the major triad on the same fret of the 4, 3, and 2 strings. So the whole thing again, A, G, A, G, 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 A, and then the second time, A, G, A, G, G. And then the chord progression is D to A minor, C, G, back to D. picture C, G, D, rain. C, G, D. So very simple chords throughout the progression as well. Alright, so that's one way of doing it. How does Clapton do it live? Well, he does the exact same notes, but he starts up here, right, which you should notice is the same two notes, right? Your C sharp and your A. So we're on 4 and 3. Instead of starting on the A shape of an A chord, he starts on the F shape of an A chord. So we're on 5 and 6 there. 7 and 9. And what's that? That is your D shape of a G chord, right? Second string root. So again, we're playing the same chords, the same notes, just in different places. So and then at the end you have to come up here for your A chord of a D shape. But I've seen Clapton, he actually goes either way, you're just going A, G, A, G. So A, G, A, G, or A, G, A, G, and then into your D chord. And it's funny, you watch Clapton doing this, and he's actually, especially for Eric Clapton, really kind of sloppy with it. He's kind of loose. He's kind of like, maybe not quite that sloppy, but it's, you know, pretty sloppy for Eric. And I just think that's harder to do than, and I think those higher strings sound more like the record, as opposed to, so playing it on 4 and 3 is both harder and sounds less like the record to me. And maybe, I don't know, when he's playing live he thinks he needs like a thicker sound, and that's why he's going down to those lower strings. I don't know, but those are kind of the two ways. I'll show you one more way. This is kind of the full chord way, and there's a guy on YouTube showing this, and it does, some of it sounds similar to the record. So this is again playing like your F shape of an A chord, only with your first string open. So we're playing full triads now, a little bit like we did down here on 4-3-2, although again I was mostly really wanting to focus on the double stop because that's what Clapton does. But it sounds kind of cool. I especially like the sound of that A triad with the E doubled there. That's basically all you've got. You've got the E note on the second string 5th fret and then the open E. So you've got this ringing double E, which sounds kind of sweet. I'm not sure how good it sounds over the G, but you don't have to play it. You could mute it by resting your first finger on it. And that does sound pretty cool. And then you go, again, playing your D shape of the G chord and the A chord there at 7 and again at 9. So that's playing it in full triads. And it's kind of cool, but not as easy as the original one that I showed you. I mean, you can just whip that out if you're in a band. And then I don't know, I think that's the way I would do it. But play around with them. It's just a cool progression, cool riff, and shows you very, very starkly that things don't need to be complicated to be incredibly cool and to sound great. I mean, we're literally going between an A chord and a G chord, and it sounds amazing. It's this seminal signature riff, right, in classic rock history. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that, and thanks as always for joining me.